When have you ever seen me drink coffee? Never. Mainly because it's dangerous. I have a small table, small round table, and it could be dangerous. I am here today, a weekend, because something special is going on, and I just wanted to put something up here before Monday. I go to Sephora's website with some regularity. I'm always looking for new stuff because Trend Moods doesn't catch everything, and right now they seem to be on Kylie Jenner's hip pocket. I go into the search bar and I write sale from time to time. And when I did yesterday, I was rewarded greatly. Apparently, Sephora decided they are going to have a President's Day sale, but they're not going to tell me about it, even though I'm Rouge. And I didn't figure that out until several hours later. I went to Trend Mood Deals and they showed their little mailer that said, hey, President's Day sale, 15% to 30% off, blah, 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 blah. My eyes are watering because I'm so sad. Bastards. How could they do this to me? Now, the things that are really exciting are, for me, the Natasha Denona palettes, and I needed to tell you about them. They have the Sunset, the Tropic, the Safari, and the Lila, and I have all of them except for the Sunset, which I have no desire to own. I love the 3 palettes that I have. The one I get the most use out of, and it's supposed to be limited edition, so this could be your last chance, is the Tropic. The Tropic, everybody hated. The bottom row, which is where all the metallic foil glitter stuff is, people didn't love it. They didn't love the payoff. As you may know, I could care less about that stuff. But the other colors, the 3 rows above it, are beautiful, and they make for not a pastel eye, but a soft eye. And they have pinks, but their pinks are more dusty pinks, vintage pinks, antique pinks. And that palette, if I were told I was going away for a month and I could only bring 1 palette, that's the palette I would bring. Lately I haven't been dipping into it as much because I got these other things to do, but I would recommend that. I kind of am getting off track. I need to tell you more about that when I come back. I'm still in my skincare session here. I went to Sephora yesterday because I wanted to get a sample of the Reboot from Makeup Forever to do that for you guys. And while I was there, I just looked for the things I put in my cart for online. And Cover FX had what I was looking for. This is a sunscreen that is based in an oil. Now, it's not really an oil. When I looked online, this is what it looks like. When I looked at the ingredients, there's a lot of dimethicone. I did try this on my hand last night, and it felt like oil. And it's sunk in reasonably well. I don't know how much to use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's say that. Because usually you use 1/4 of a teaspoon. I've done my skincare, and now I'm going to put this on and let it sink in and come back, and we'll do the foundation. Is it dangerous to try an oil sunscreen and I'm trying a new foundation? Yes, it is. But I will come back, we'll see how this is sinking in, what it feels like, how it works with the foundation that I've never worn before. But Cover FX, this is their sunscreen drops, is SPF 30. It feels lovely. If you have oily skin, you're probably going to hate it. If you have dry skin, I don't know. I'll be back in 20 minutes. I generally like to wait at least 10 minutes after I put on my sunscreen before I put on my foundation products. And I would like to have my cup of coffee. Okay, so it's been a good 25 minutes, and I can still feel this. It doesn't sink in. I used a lot, but you're supposed to use a lot when you're using sunscreen. I think most people don't use enough. Unfortunately, the company doesn't say how many drops. So we'll get into this. So this is the Reboot from Makeup Forever, and I got color Y328, also known as Nude Sand. Has potential to be a good match. We'll see. I am going to apply with my fingers because that's what I usually do, even though I'm a little concerned about this oil. It has oil in it, the sunscreen, but it also has dimethicones. So we'll just see how that works. So far, no problem. So while I'm putting on the makeup, let me just tell you what I learned. I noticed that everything for Cover FX is on sale, everything. And when I went into the store to pick up this sample, I asked about it. Cover FX is no longer going to be in store, but it's not going to be online either. So they're getting rid of Cover FX as a line at Sephora. The company's not going away. You can buy their product online, but online Cover FX set. It's too bad, because now they are going away. So if there's anything from Cover FX that you love, this is probably the time to get it. It's all 30% off. So my face is quite shiny because it was shiny from the sunscreen. This is definitely light coverage. I mean, this is nowhere near the coverage that I need. It's almost as if I just put a skin tint that is orange on my face. Oh no. Wow. Super light coverage, you guys. Let's build. I think if you put this on with a beauty blender, you'll get no coverage. Yeah, it's a little yellow for me. So I also got a couple of things that are not new, but they're new to me, and they're on sale, so I thought I'd just put those on as well so I can tell you what I think of them. One of them is Viseart, the Warm Edit palette. So there's a couple of Viseart palettes on sale. There's the Natasha Denona palettes on sale, and there's a couple of things from Anastasia, the Jackie Aina and Carly Bible. So in this mirror, I feel that this is too orange, even though it's supposed to be neutral. Yeah. And the coverage is a little bit better. It builds fine. And it looks like real skin. It's just not a good color for me, as usual. So let's move on to the eyes. This is what the box looks like. Who cares? This is the back of the box. Who cares? Here it is. Here's the colors. Nice little plastic thing we can take off. And this is the Warm Edit. Now, I was hoping they'd have something else on sale, because I think I probably have colors like this, but maybe not exactly. So let's give it a try. Actually, I gave it a try last night and I was really pleased with the look that I got. Going in with the lightest first, just kind of as a transition-ish position. This is my second palette. The first palette I got was the Dark Edit, and I really like it, but it is a little dark. But the powders, even though the powders, when you touch them, they're unremarkable. You're like, okay. They are a little dusty. These are absolutely hooded and crepey lid approved. They don't bunch up. They don't get stuck anywhere. I don't know why, but for crepey lids, I love these. I'm going to take this mustard yellow next, and I think I put it right around here, like the inside. Now there's two other new palettes right now. The new Viseart palette is based on their Paris Nudes, which is a palette that I considered getting at one point because I do like those kinds of colors, but they're all shimmers, and I can't do an eye look with all shimmers. I just can't. When you're hooded, you gotta not have shimmer right here. You need to have a few mattes. So when they came out with this, it was interesting to me. But the truth is, I have palettes that I would consider cool palettes, and that is essentially a cool palette. And I find that there's not a lot of different ways to go with cool palettes. You know, you have certain colors, and that's kind of it. And I thought, it's very likely, just with my two cool palettes, I already have the colors in this Viseart palette. It just didn't ring my bell. I saw a couple of people do videos, but you can never tell what their lighting is like, and one person in particular, her swatches always look the same. And it just wasn't singing to me, so I didn't get it. And I'm going to go in with this color. Another palette that just came out is a melt palette. It's called Millennial Pink, and I had only ever tried one melt palette, and it was the green one, but not the smoky one. I'll write it down below. I have a video on it, and I found it very, very, very difficult to work with. The colors were fine. I liked that there were two colorways you could go. You could do that mustardy color, you could do the green color, you could mix them. That's fine. They fell out like all get out. They were really hard to build. They were patchy. They were not crepey approved. And I really, really, really had a problem with them. I went online and looked at the reviews. There's only a couple, and same thing. Someone said this is like the worst palette they've ever done. It doesn't adhere, it's patchy, blah, 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 blah. Someone else said, oh, it's great. There's only 3 reviews. I saw Raw Beauty Christie do something, and she was loving it at first. She was copying someone else's work, and then I'm going to go in with this darker one. Same brush, I'm just wiping it off each time. When she got to the dark colors, it was Patchy City, and she was saying, it's my fault, I'm just not doing a good job. It's like, no, Christy, it's not your fault. They don't make good darks. And even if you were inclined to spend forever working on it, which you shouldn't be, there's 2 dark colors. One is a grayish, they call it French gray, and one is a charcoal, like a black, right? At the end of the day, and I mentioned before, I'm no genius at this stuff, but to me, it looks like there's, approximately 2 looks you can get out of that. And their palettes are more expensive. I think they're in the 50s. Well, I know they're in the 50s. I just don't remember. Are they 58? They're pretty expensive, and they're not that good. I've never tried their stacks, but I'm not talking about their stacks. I'm talking about another palette and what I have seen already online. So yes, they're pink, and I love pinks, but when I saw that, I did not think to myself, oh my goodness, I have to get that. This chocolate brown, just a little bit with a different brush. These do need to be built a little bit. It seems like the powder just kind of falls off a teeny bit. Just take a big fluffy. And now I'm going in with this color. I think I just got fallout. And now I'll just blend everything. This creamy color with a big blending. I'm going to pull you in a little bit. So in the end I used a lot. I used this, this, and this, and this. And I think it's a very pretty look. I need to clean it up and do my under eyes. I'll be right back. Alright, so here is most of my makeup. The foundation I powdered because there's a lot of shine, but that was probably because of this. It lays on the skin very, very nicely. It does look skin-like. There's not a lot of coverage here, but it did build a little bit. I'm not loving the way it looks right around here, but that could be about this. And this, by the way, people are saying that it's an oil. There is oil in here, but way before oil, there's 2 different dimethicones, and then there's some kind of an emollient that is derived from an oil and something else. So it feels like an oil, but it's not going to give you moisturization that an oil will give you. It'll give you the feeling. But I didn't feel like my makeup didn't attach to it. It attached to it fine. It wasn't like, whoops, my face is going to slide off. So far good, but right around here, it's not looking so hot. And I think I would like to try this foundation again with one of my regular sunscreens to see if it's the combination of those 2 or if it is just the foundation. But this is an 8X, just looking in the regular mirror, looks great. Just the color doesn't delight me. So I think it's worth seeing if I can find a color I like better. This I find to be a little orange, but we'll see what it looks like in a different room, a different light. Once I put this footage into the computer, maybe it won't read that way. This is actually the first Makeup Forever foundation I've ever tried. And I have been told by professional makeup artists that they have really good colorways. I was skeptical, and now it seems there's reason for me to be skeptical. But we'll see. It looks good on the skin. I don't have a problem with that. I'm going to come back in a couple of hours. It'll be a little bit different in the light, but I do want to put this up for today so you can see how these items performed if you want to buy them at the sale while it's still going on. It's going on through Monday. Let me swatch a couple of these for you. First row, I can't even see where the cream is anymore. It's so close to my skin tone. But this is first row across. They're not swatching dreams. You know, if you're looking for, oh, what a swatch, you're not going to find it with this brand, I don't think. But let the eye be the judge. I think they blend together beautifully. They're easy to work with. And that should be what matters the most, right? Second row, and I think slightly out of order. Sorry. Right here. Boop. 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 And that is the last row. So there are some dark shades in here, but it's not as dark as the Dark Edit for sure. And the last thing I got is this Tarte blah 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 blah. I put it down below because I'm blind, I can't see it. But I had this in a really teeny one. Voila. First of all, these are really comfortable and it's a nice neutral. And I remember when I first started getting back into makeup maybe 5 years ago, I bought TBT and I thought, wow, these are so comfortable. And I do love a matte lip, but they really have a limited color selection in this formulation. I think they should change that because it's all kind of neutrals. Why not put, you know, take a risk, expand the line because it's a good one and no one talks about it. And that's going to wrap it up. I'm going to pull you in so you can get a better idea of the eyes. Before I pull you in, I'm coming from the future, 5 hours in the future, as a matter of fact, just with an update. One, I did powder this, and I feel like I could maybe take a little powder, but I don't think I really need it. There's a teeny bit of shine, but it just looks like skin. Two, it lays on the skin very nicely, and it is not breaking up. Three, I really don't like this color, and I do think it's really well worth me finding a better color and trying it again with one of my usual sunscreens. The sunscreen feels great. My skin doesn't feel like it's been tightening or it's drying between these two products. Shadows I love. This I reapplied. It's not long lasting. And now I'm going to pull you back in so you can see the end of the video. Boom. Never mind, this eye is continuously tearing up. But I think these shadows are really, really nice. I would love to expand my very teeny collection of Viseart. But one of the things that kept me away from Viseart in the first place was the ratio matte to shimmers, and it was half and half. I do think the ratios on these edit palettes are far better. The theories are half and half, for instance, so the theories don't interest me. So there you go. Really, really take a look. If you want Natasha Denona palettes, I would recommend the Safari and I would recommend the Tropic. For me personally, the Lila or Lila is beautiful. I own that as well. Viseart, really well worth taking a look at. Anastasia has the two palettes, and Cover FX, everything 30% off. And yeah, just hit in sale on your search bar and you'll see there's a lot of other things there as well, and the sale is through Monday, and this is what I chose to get. I hope it was helpful and I hope you come back again. In the meantime, I'm wishing you a great day.